What's going on, everybody? It's another episode of Light Sports Breakdown with LSB. 1 month since the Super Bowl 55 occurred, and the champion Tampa Bay Buccaneers defeated the Kansas City Chiefs under 43-year-old Tom Brady, capturing his 7th ring. Score was 31-9, and it has been official that Tom Brady is the GOAT. And there is no denying Tom Brady's greatness, and he has captured the Super Bowl title 7 times out of the 10 times that he has been to the Super Bowl. 2 against the Giants, 1 against the Eagles. But my question to all of you is, how many of Tom Brady's Super Bowl rings are valid? So he has 7. In my eyes, I believe that 2 Super Bowls that he has won are not validated. Particularly Super Bowl 49, Seahawks versus New England, and then Super Bowl 51, Atlanta Falcons versus the New England Patriots. And I'm going to explain why, starting with Super Bowl 49. So, Super Bowl 49, towards the end of the game, score is 28-24. Russell Wilson passes the ball downfield to Jermaine Kearse. It was bobbled a couple of times, and it was on his lap, and he was able to catch the ball and complete it at the New England 6-yard line with under 2 minutes remaining. But then, we all know this because it already happened, the craziest play in that Super Bowl occurred where the Seahawks were 2nd and goal on the Patriots, I would say, 3-yard line. Everyone's expecting Beast Mode to run it in. Pete Carroll opts for Russell Wilson to pass it to Doug Baldwin. Doug Baldwin doesn't get the catch. Instead, Malcolm Butler intercepts the ball, and the Patriots captured their 4th Super Bowl title. And I'm going to explain 3 reasons why this Super Bowl is not validated for Tom Brady. Number 1, after the Jermaine Kearse catch, the look on Tom Brady's face, the camera was on him after the catch was made. He screamed a little bit, and then there was just a look of disbelief that they were going to lose this Super Bowl. And no one can convince me that Tom Brady at that moment did not believe that they were going to lose. Because they, like I said, they had beast mode, and they're on the Patriots side of the field, only down 4 points with under 2 minutes remaining. When the play occurred, there was only around 20 seconds left on the clock, so not very much time. So that leads me to number 2. If Seattle did score, only around 20 seconds left, Patriots had 2 timeouts. Tom Brady would have had to drive the full length of the field to win the game, which in my eyes is highly unlikely. No matter how great Tom Brady is, 2 timeouts, less than 20 seconds left, it just would not have occurred. And then number 3 reason why I believe that this Super Bowl is not validated was because there is no way that Patriot defense was going to stop beast mode to run it in. But at the end of it, Pete Carroll gifted Bill Belichick and Tom Brady a Super Bowl, because if they just ran the ball in, it would have been a Seattle victory, and they would have went back-to-back, because in the previous Super Bowl, they beat Peyton Manning and captured Russell Wilson's 1st title. So it's very unfortunate that they didn't win, but New England still won. I just don't think it was validated, because there's no way that you can convince me that New England deserved to win that game after all that happened. Momentum was clearly in favor of Seattle, but then Pete Carroll wanted Russell Wilson to get the glory, and it didn't work out. Should have ran it with beast mode. Done. Brady would have only had 3 titles at the time. Wilson would have had 2. And that would have been Tom Brady's 3rd loss before his loss to the Eagles which might have not happened because, you know, if something happened in the past different, then it would not potentially happen this way. But anyway, moving into the future 2 years later, Super Bowl 51. Tom Brady and the New England Patriots are down big against the Atlanta Falcons, 21-3 at halftime. Tom Brady looked uncomfortable. The Atlanta defense looked like they were on a mission. And the MVP, Matt Ryan, was dissecting that defense and made the Patriots pay. And it looked like all momentum was on Atlanta's side. And then, considered the greatest comeback in Super Bowl history occurred. So, halftime comes, the third quarter begins. The Atlanta Falcons continue their hot streak, and Matt Ryan passes it to Tevin Coleman. Coleman scores a touchdown. The score is 28-3. But then disaster strikes. Tom Brady and the New England Patriots score a touchdown, passes it to Danny Amendola. The score is 9-28 because they missed the field goal. But then later down the line in the quarter, Matt Ryan gets sacked because Devontae Freeman did not block the linebacker. The Patriots end up getting the ball, and they're on the Atlanta 25. New England ends up scoring. They make the extra point, so that makes the game 17-28. 17-28. But then the Patriots score a field goal later into the game, and Matt Ryan makes a ridiculous pass to Julio Jones on the sideline to extend the series after all momentum is on New England's side. But then to kill the drive, Matt Ryan gets sacked, keeps them out of field goal range, would have made the score 31-20. New England gets the ball back, uses majority of the clock, and then Julian Edelman makes another ridiculous catch and basically says, "Hold my beer, Julio Jones," to keep the game alive when it mattered most. And then the Patriots end up scoring and force overtime, and history was then made. 3 reasons why this Super Bowl is not validated, in my opinion, regardless of the result. Number 1, refs were throwing the flag a little bit too much against Atlanta. It didn't seem really fair. Similar things like offside or defensive pass interference or those kind of flags did not come up when it was against New England. So it kind of felt unfair that it didn't sit right with me, because it kind of felt like the refs were like, oh, we have to make this a game. Atlanta can't win this too easy. We have to have New England fight in this game. So that's my first reason. Number 2, I already explained it. If Devontae Freeman blocked the linebacker and Atlanta didn't turn that ball over and they continued their drive, ultimately, New England would not have enough time to score, and they still would have been down 1 touchdown to Atlanta, and Atlanta potentially would have had another score, which leads me to my final reason. I already said it. Matt Ryan gets sacked out of field goal range. If Matt Ryan throws the ball away, they would have scored a field goal. It would have been 31-20, eliminating potential overtime and eliminating the comeback, and this would have been Tom Brady's fourth loss, because we're counting the 2 that he lost to the Giants, the 1 against the Seahawks, if they did lose, and then Atlanta. So that would have made Tom Brady lose the Super Bowl 4 times, thus him only having potentially 5 rings right now. Joe Montana was considered the greatest quarterback of all time. He still is one of the all-time greats at the QB position. He only has 4, Brady has 7, but if he lost these 2 Super Bowls, he would have 5, still validating him as the GOAT. But in my eyes, both these Super Bowls have in common is that both these teams had self-inflicted meltdowns, and it gifted Tom Brady 2 more Super Bowls that not necessarily he deserved. And that's my basic argument. I do not believe these 2 Super Bowls are validated, regardless that New England lost or that they won. I do not believe that they should have won these 2 games, because the likelihood of you coming back in Super Bowl 49, if Beast Mode runs it in, the Seattle Legion of Boom was deadly. Brady was not going to be able to get past them and make it to the other side of the field. And against Atlanta, if they just scored one more time and didn't turn the ball over that one possession, wouldn't have given New England enough time to come back into the game. Thus, Brady losing the Super Bowl 4 times, and him only having 5 rings in my eyes. Obviously, the one against the Chiefs is validated because they beat down the Kansas City Chiefs. The Chiefs were missing a left guard, and Mahomes was not 100% healthy. But I'm not denying Tom Brady's greatness. He is the GOAT. Regardless of my opinion, he has 7 rings, but I still believe that he only has 5, because the Seahawks deserve to win that game and win Russell Wilson's 2nd Super Bowl, and the Atlanta Falcons deserved to win their first ever Super Bowl in franchise history, but it didn't go their way. We can't take it back. We can't reverse time. I just am discussing this to make you all think of why. Because all my reasons are valid. I've rewatched the whole entire games, and these 3 reasons stood out to me on each Super Bowl. And you can't tell me that if one of those 3 reasons happened, that New England wins both these Super Bowls. That's my argument, guys. I hope you guys enjoy your day. Football won't be back for a very, very long time, so I hope this keeps you content for the time being. Tampa Bay Buccaneers are the champions. Hopefully, we have a new champion next year, because Tom Brady is officially the GOAT. He already validated. He has 7. I don't believe he needs any more, but it looks like he's going to stay in the NFL for another year and maybe a couple more years. So hopefully everyone can crack the Brady code and prevent another repeat for Tom Brady and him on journey number 8. Thank you for watching, everybody. This has been Lights Sports Breakdown.